Hey guys, this is Jessica Gutierrez with Clean With Me podcast. This is a podcast where I walk you through cleaning your house step by step. So let's clean together. Hey everybody, happy podcast day. So I know I've been missing in action for the past couple weeks. I did that 20-minute episode on deep cleaning. But December is just a really busy month for me with the painting and sketching and stuff. People order a lot of stuff and I kind of overbooked myself. So that's my fault and I apologize for being MIA. But I am back and today is going to be a normal hour-long cleaning whole house session, so I want us to get motivated. Let's get right to it. Let's get our whole house clean and ready for the holidays. A lot of people are going to be coming to your home that maybe don't usually come, out-of-towners, visitors, so I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to get into that, and let's get started. So first things first, I want us to get motivated and ready to clean. And whatever that means for you, whether that's just getting your hair up in a bun and putting on some cleaning clothes, or if it's just putting on the podcast, you're already there. Open up some windows, let some light into the room so you can actually see the mess, A. B, it'll just, light will motivate you. If you're sitting in a dark room, you're less likely to be more productive than if you have light shining in your windows. Try lighting candles, plugging in a Scentsy, whatever it is that puts you in the cleaning mood. And if you do, even if those things necessarily don't motivate you, if you do the same rituals every time, same things every time you go clean your house, your brain is going to tell you, hey, it's time for me to clean every time you smell a certain scent or open up windows. I'm all about routines, and if you do the same routine every time you're about to clean your house, your brain will be like, oh, it's cleaning time. We're opening windows and smelling this candle that we always light. That means it's time for us to get motivated and clean. So that's how I think of it anyway, and it works for me. So whatever it is that you do that gets you moving, gets you in a energetic mood, let's do that. And I want to get straight to cleaning, so let's go ahead and do our laundry switch first and foremost. Do a load of laundry. We're going to do a laundry switch, as I like to call it, which is moving the clothes from the washer to the dryer and from the dryer to the laundry basket. We're going to revisit this at the end of the episode, and we're going to fold that laundry because we don't want it to sit there. And everyone knows that laundry either gets folded immediately or a month from now. That's how it is in my house. Either I fold it when it comes out of the dryer or it sits in a clean laundry pile for 10 years. So I like to fold as it comes out of the dryer to avoid that because that's something that I often do to myself. I actually enjoy the laundry as opposed to the dishes are my least favorite, which is why that's on the top of the list when it comes to cleaning the house, because it's something I want to get out of the way and something I want to finish first. That way I'm not, burn out and then I look at the pile of dishes that I didn't want to do in the first place and then not do them. But I know there's a large percentage of you that probably hate the laundry also. And in my house, at least, I have to do at least one load a day to keep up with my laundry because I have a lot of people in my house. I have a lot of messiness in my house. I have toddlers. You might not need to do laundry quite as often as me, but this is a weekly episode, and you at least are doing laundry once a week if, most likely, and if you're not, you should be. So, do that load of laundry, whatever you need to wash. If you want to have an easy, light day, just do a load of towels. That way it's real quick to fold, and it's not that big of a deal. And while you guys are doing your laundry switch, I'm just going to talk about what's been going on in my life. Like I said, I've been really busy with art in my artwork. I have a couple big projects I'm working on, so those have been keeping me super, super busy. And I got kind of caught up in that, and so that's why I had to put off the podcast, because I don't like doing episodes, that aren't really well thought out. I know it may not seem like a lot of work to some of you, but when I do record a podcast, there is kind of a lot more that goes into it than you guys may think. So that, I want to give it 100% every time I do it. And so I'd rather just not do one at all when I'm super overwhelmed or busy or just in a bad mood, because I don't want to radiate that energy to you guys. I don't want to put off a negative energy, because that's not going to help you guys clean. So, not that I'm making excuses for myself, but I try not to do the podcast when I'm in a crappy mood, because I feel like that'll translate to the podcast and will translate to y'all, and then you guys will not clean as much as you could have cleaned or been as productive as you could have been. So that's my thinking behind it. But something I want to talk about before we get into the dishes, while you guys are still doing that laundry switch, is a problem that I've been dealing with personally: procrastination. So that's going to be one of the topics of the day, is procrastination. That's something that I struggle with, and it's something that will give you extreme anxiety and stress you out, because if you procrastinate, then you're going to have to do the thing that you're putting off eventually, and it's going to build up, and you're going to have to do a bunch of other stuff along with it, and then you're going to be running around like a chicken with your head cut off, because you put it off for so long that now you have 1,000 things to do in an hour. So, if you're listening right now and you're like a Jessica and you procrastinate, or you're thinking of procrastinating, this is your sign. Don't do it. Do the thing that you're putting off. Do not procrastinate. Do not put off, whether it's deep cleaning your house for company, Christmas shopping, whatever it may be, work, school, whatever the thing that you're putting off is, don't put it off. You're just going to stress yourself out. This is a PSA from Jessica Gutierrez. Don't put off the thing that you're putting off, because then you'll be like me and you'll get stressed out. So anyway, just wanted to throw that out there, because I'm super mad at myself for procrastinating, because I had to buckle down and do a bunch of work in a couple days, and it was super, super stressful when I could have been working on it a little bit at a time over the course of a month. So I just wanted to share that with y'all. But let's go ahead and move to the kitchen now, and let's start with those dishes. So let's unload the dishwasher, if you have one, or a drying rack, wherever you put your clean dishes. Let's go ahead and put those away. And while you're putting those dishes away, if you're noticing that you're playing Tetris or things are falling out of cabinets, either handle that right now and reorganize your cabinets, or write it down in your cleaning notebook. Either way, it has to be done. And think about the fact that if you're going to be having company or visitors, they're probably going to be up in your cabinets. So now is as good of a time as any time to organize your cabinets and get those clean, because you're probably going to have company opening your drawers and getting into your drawers. So that's something to think about. For refrigerator also, visitors, family, guests, whatever, are probably going to be up in your refrigerator if they're visiting. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, well, I'm not going to have any family over at my house, I'm going to go visit somebody, or blah, blah, blah. Just pretend you're going to have visitors. Trick your brain and think, if so-and-so, whatever person you're thinking of right now that you would care if they caught you with a dirty house, were to come into my house right now and go into my refrigerator, would I be embarrassed? And then just kind of use that as momentum to clean your refrigerator or your cabinets or whatever area needs attention, your pantry, what have you. But anyway, when you're done unloading your dishwasher, I want you guys to do a very thorough pre-rinse, even if you have a dishwasher. It's very important to pre-rinse your dishes, even if you don't have time to do your dishes. Say you're running around and you're trying to get out the door and you don't really have time to do all the dishes. Maybe you let them build up, or maybe you had a lot of people over, or you just have a big family, and you don't have time to do all the dishes. You want to at least get all the food off of your dishes. So pre-rinsing is super important. Now, we're going to try to do our dishes and actually wash them, obviously. But if you can't, for whatever reason, at least get the food off of it and do a very thorough pre-rinse. And I don't have a garbage disposal. I've talked about this before. So I have to, empty out my casserole dishes and whatever in trash cans and stuff and dump it out outside or whatever the case may be. So do a very thorough pre-rinse, and while you're doing that, I'm just going to talk about the holidays and cleaning and maintaining your house with a lot of people in it, because some of us may not be used to having a house full of guests, and it is a lot harder to keep your house clean when there's foot traffic in and out of your house. People in and out of your refrigerator, people snacking, people, just visitors in general. So that's something we need to think about over the holiday season. And the best way to keep it clean is to pick up as you go. Clean dishes as you go. Everyone wants to visit. Everyone wants to hang out and enjoy the holidays. But that's something, as hosts, if we're hosting, we have to give up a little bit of, and it'll make our lives easier in the long run if we are cleaning as we go instead of waiting till everyone leaves to clean. Just kind of, pick up as we go, make sure that, maybe the kids are picking up after themselves. If you have kids, tell them, we're going to have extra people in the house, so you're going to have to pull your weight. Don't be afraid to ask for help. During the holidays, a lot of times that comes with extra cleaning, extra work. We don't want to put all of that on ourselves, so make sure we're asking for help, getting help from others, getting help from, like I said, I have friends come in and help me clean sometimes when I get overwhelmed, because asking for help is easier than living in a dirty house and being stressed out by that. So, and having that on your brain, because when you have a dirty house, you think about it all the time. You can be at work or out and about, and you'll just be like, man, I wish I would have cleaned my house. I'm going to come home to a dirty house. That's so stressful, blah, blah, blah. So we want to, even if that means asking someone to help us clean, don't be afraid to ask for help. I ask my friends all the time. I'll barter with them, and I'll be like, I'll do this project for you if you help me, clean up my house today because I'm just overwhelmed with these paintings or whatever, what have you. And that's okay. It's okay to ask for help for cleaning. It's okay to ask for help in any area of our lives. So if you get nothing from this episode except ask for help, definitely do that. Don't procrastinate and ask for help. Make sure that we're not too prideful or scared to ask someone to help carry the load this holiday season. Now, while you guys are doing the dishes, I'll just give you a little update. So it was my daughter's birthday recently. I mentioned I had a couple birthday parties. It was my stepdaughter Brooklyn's 13th birthday and my daughter Juliana's 4th birthday, and we went to Urban Air, which is a trampoline park with a ball pit that is like to a grown woman's chest. It's a super huge ball pit, and it's a super fun place to go. It was really fun, but if you want my honest opinion, it was too hectic, and I next time am going to have a birthday party probably in my backyard with a bounce house like I usually do. And a bounce house is usually to rent like $100 if you pick it up yourself, and then I get all of the decorations and what have you off of Amazon over a period of time, and they really aren't that expensive. And then I do like fajitas or something, and it's it's really not as much even as it was at Urban Air. It ended up with everyone that came being like, I don't know, $250, almost $300, and I could have easily done a home birthday for that much with more people, and it would have been less stressful. There was I'm not rich or anything, so there was other people there, and it was super packed, and most of the party was spent, like signing people in, because you have to sign waivers there. So I was like signing people in, making sure everyone had wristbands and their waivers, and they had to keep track of everybody in my party because I had to pay for those people, or they count them towards my party or whatever. So that was annoying, and it took a big part of the party. They were super nice there and everything, and it was fun. Like all the guests had fun. My daughter had fun. Both my daughters had fun. My 2-year-old had fun too. But I think next time I'm going to go with the at-home birthday party in the bounce house. They had just as much fun doing that as they would Urban Air. Now, Urban Air is a great place to go. And no, I'm not sponsored by Urban Air. I'm just saying it's a great place to go to hang out. It's a great value to get memberships there. But for birthday parties, probably wouldn't recommend. A couple years ago, I had a kid's birthday party at this gymnastics place. And that was a great place to have a birthday. It was cheap. And they had like a foam pit with like a gymnastics bar and a trampoline. And that place was cheaper. You had it all to yourself. And it was probably just as, like, I probably would do either that or the home party next time for sure. But Urban Air is fun to just take your kids on a regular day, but I probably would not have a party there again. So at this point, you guys should be finishing up with dishes. If you're not, that's totally fine. No judgment here. Everyone has disaster days. Everyone has bad dish days. So if that's you and you're still working on the dishes, no judgment. Keep working on those dishes. You can rewind me, pause me, keep listening, and keep doing the dishes, whatever you want to do. But I'm going to move on to other areas of the kitchen. So if you are done, let's go ahead and move on to clearing countertops and tabletops. Let's get everything that does not belong out of the kitchen and put away where it goes. Throw all the trash away. Order of operations of cleaning any room is get rid of the clutter, the big stuff. If you have, stuff sitting on your cabinets, on your countertops, on your floor that isn't supposed to be there, if you get the big cluttery stuff out of the way first, you're going to be more likely to keep your house clean. And it's going to give the illusion of getting a lot done in a short period of time, which is going to motivate you, and you're going to clean more. So, like I said, I just helped my friend Tristan move, and she, was like visibly stressed out. She was like, I don't know where to start. I have so much to do, so much to organize. And I said, well, first things first, you have these huge boxes that are empty and like packing peanuts and stuff like were all over her floor. And it was making the house look cluttery and messier than it actually was. Like the actual mess she had to pick up wasn't as bad as she was thinking. And it was stressing her out because, she couldn't walk around. There was just boxes everywhere. So we took out all the boxes and the trash. And I was like, let's just throw away all the trash and then reevaluate. And once we did that, she was like, you're right. That was what was making most of the mess and stressing me out. And then she got, you can tell something changed. Once we got all the clutter out, she got motivated, she got energized, and she just started knocking out the house. She was cleaning. The entire house was clean within 30 minutes of her throwing away those boxes. And when all the clutter was there, she was stressing and not doing anything and just like saying how she didn't want to clean and how it was so much to do, and she was stressing out about it. So definitely do big ticket items first. Throw away trash first. And this goes for car, house, any room of the house, your car, whatever. Throw away trash first. Get rid of stuff that doesn't belong in the room first, and then move on to other things. So once you're done with that, Use whatever you like to use to wipe down, whether that's multi-purpose spray and a wet rag, or if it's Clorox disinfecting wipes. I like the generic disinfecting wipes that are lemon scented. Those are my favorite to use. And let's wipe down all the surface area of the kitchen. And I want you guys to get wiped down happy. Wipe down everything. I want you to wipe down countertops, tabletops, chairs, high chairs, your cabinets. If you have anything that's dripped on your cabinets, behind your sink, behind your faucet, behind your stove. If there's grease splatter, make sure you get that. If there's cobwebs in your kitchen, make sure you're getting that with your broom or a duster or whatever you have on hand. You know, a lot of times we don't think of stuff like this, but if we're having company or during the holidays or whatever, or maybe you're not having visitors, but maybe you're just going to be taking pictures inside your house because people are going to be opening presents, so you want your house to be nice and clean. So now would be a time to think about things like, are there cobwebs in the corners of my house? Have my windowsills been cleaned off? Have my windows been cleaned off? Is there stuff that has a permanent home on my countertops that should not be here? You know, things of that nature. I'm really proud of you guys. You guys are doing great. You've done so much so far. An hour is a lot of work and a lot of cleaning, but if you break it down into segments and you don't think about, you just take it one room at a time, you know, one thing to do at a time, it'll be a lot less work. So now we're just worrying about wiping down now. So just set your sights on everything in the kitchen. And is there anything that needs to be wiped down? Is the inside of your refrigerator dirty? Do you need to move some stuff around and wipe down your refrigerator? Do you need to take everything out and wipe down your refrigerator? You might need a very thorough wipe down inside your refrigerator or a freezer. If so, don't be afraid to get down in there and clean it. You don't have to use Clorox wipes. I like using other stuff as well. I mentioned I like using sponges. You can sanitize sponges in the microwave. There's a way to do that. Or you can just use disposable sponges and use new ones. Definitely don't use grody old sponges for a year, because then you're just spreading bacteria. That's one of the reasons why I love using Clorox disinfecting wipes so much, because they're disposable. And when you're cleaning nasty stuff, kitchen, bathroom, whatever, it's just easier just to throw it away. That's just why I like them personally.
Did take out the trash?
Don't forget to take out your trash, like Juliana said. Juliana wanted to tell you guys to take out the trash. But anyway, I want you guys to not forget, like I said, the chairs. If you need to spot clean the floors after you wipe down because crumbs fell on the floor, we don't want to track that throughout the house. So if you want to do a quick sweep in your kitchen or just spot sweep the big stuff, you can do that now at this time. Don't forget to be taking out the trash. I will remind you guys to do all of the major floor cleaning, mopping, vacuuming, etc. at the end of the episode. That way you don't have to vacuum while you're listening to a podcast, because I know some of you don't like that. Now, if you have time, if your house is cleaner today than it usually is, maybe you have time to do the floors while I'm still talking about a certain area of the house, then feel free to do so. But if you don't have time, we'll do it at the end of the episode. I'll remind you guys to clean your floors. So now we're going to move on to our living area. If you haven't already opened windows, go ahead and do that now. And I want you guys to, while you're opening the windows, look at your windowsills in your windows. Do they need to be wiped off with some Windex? Do your windowsills need to be cleaned? Sometimes they get a lot of dust buildup over a period of time, and it's something that we often neglect, I feel like, is windowsills. So make sure those don't need cleaning. I saw on TikTok a hack where someone got a pin and put a mark with the notches that are on the windowsills on a sponge, and then cut the sponge in those places, and then use the sponge to clean the window because the sponge was cut. I hope I'm describing that in the right way. I'm picturing it in my head. But anyway, they used a sponge to clean the windowsill by cutting it in the appropriate areas that were raised. And then, like with any room, the first thing we do is we get rid of the main clutter or junk. Say there's toys dumped out or trash in the living room. We want to deal with that first and foremost. Also, the focal point of the room, which is usually the couch or the coffee table. We want to clear that off, clear the couch off, fix the pillows. Now on the full-length episodes, I like to take off the couch cushions and clean underneath the couch cushions. It's good to give them a quick vacuum underneath there. If you have a hand vacuum, great. If not, you can use your attachment to your vacuum, or you can just sweep off the crumbs onto the floor and clean them. I now have carpet in my house. They finally finished my floors, thank goodness. It took 10 years. But I do have carpet now, so now I'm doing a lot of vacuuming. And now I don't really like doing things like brushing stuff from underneath my couch onto the floor. And we're also not eating in the living room as much as we did because now we have carpet. So, obviously this is specific to you, but it's probably best to vacuum underneath the cushions, then fix your cushions. If you need to clean underneath your couch, do that now. If stuff has gone underneath your couch, you can get a broom and do like a sweeping motion to get everything out from underneath your couch and clean that. I did mention in one of my previous episodes, I saw on a video that they literally have these plastic shields you could put for the bottom of your couch so trash and junk doesn't end up under your couch. I thought that was awesome. I don't have them, but if you maybe don't have them or don't have access to them, you could probably find them on Amazon, I would guess. But you can also, some couches allow you to take the legs off of the chairs to make them flush with the floor. So that's something to think about if you are constantly dealing with the hassle of things going on your couch like I did. I actually took the legs off of my couch. And I don't really have that problem so much now that I have, we don't because we took the legs off. But even if I hadn't, with carpet, it's not as bad, but with wood flooring, things were constantly rolling under my couch. So anyway, moving on. Maybe you have a cluttery coffee table or end table or something like that. Or maybe you have a coffee table that opens and there's junk in there. These are things you have to think about if you're having company, because people are going to be looking in places that, like under your couch. There's nothing worse than like you have company over and say a baby drops a binky or something, and the company's like, oh, I'll grab that for you, and it's like underneath the couch, and you're like, no, because you know that you haven't cleaned under your couch in weeks, and it's probably like really gross down there. So that is why we do this. That's why we maintain it and clean it, so that never happens, and it's just clean all the time. That's the ultimate goal, right? So, that's why when I'm doing the full house clean, I say think of from the perspective of you having company. That way we get the little things like that that we normally maybe wouldn't care about, but we would be embarrassed if like a visitor saw the underneath of our couch or something. So it's good to keep up with that. Once you're done with the initial picking up and just fixing of the pillows, of your couch, the cushions, getting the clutter out of the room and putting it away where it goes, then would be time to look at the deeper cleaning side of the living areas, like your walls. Do your walls need to be wiped down? Cobwebs, TV stands, tables need to be wiped down with Clorox wipes. High volume touching areas like doorknobs, light switches, things of that nature. I like to keep a lot of magic erasers on hand for scuff marks, kids writing on walls, etc. They're great to have. I think even Dollar Tree has a version of them, but I know Sponge Daddy has like a version of them too. I haven't tried those. But just the regular magic erasers are great. You get them wet and they can take scuff marks from pets, animals, kids, whatever, off of the front door. I know my front door always gets scuff marks for some reason, so that's why I like keeping them on hand, and I have kids that draw on things and get a hold of markers and such. So anyway, those are definitely a must-have if you have children. Now, if you have hardwood floors and you have time to do a sweep or a floor clean or a vacuum, you can do that now. If you have entryway rugs that need to be dusted off in the front yard, maybe you need to slap them against your house or a fence or something to get that dust off, or just run a vacuum over them, you can do that at this time. If your curtains are nasty, need to be washed, maybe you can do that and put them in the laundry area. Your curtains do need to be washed maybe like once a year when you're doing your deep cleaning. I did have an incident one time, well, my husband actually did, where we were moving and he wanted to wash his curtains and they were like up really high. There's these curtains he hadn't washed since he bought them, and they were red, and he washed them with other items and they had never been washed before, and they were curtains, and he didn't read the fine print and it made everything pink. So because they weren't supposed to be washed with other items. So when you're washing things like curtains and stuff, make sure you're reading the tags or washing them by themselves if you don't know, like if they're older, because a lot of times those items don't get washed a lot and there's a good chance that they can bleed. So learn from my mistake. Be careful when you're washing curtains. But I'm going to go ahead and move on now. You should be done with your living areas. If you're not, that's fine. Pause me, rewind me, no judgment here. But we're going to go ahead and move on to the bathroom area now. So let's go ahead and go. And first thing I want to say as we're moving on to the bathroom is I like to mention pet chores when we're doing our outer areas. So if you need to feed pets, clean litter boxes, clean fish tanks, feed fish, feed animals, whatever, at this time you can do that. I usually incorporate that into my chore list because it's part of my living area routine, because my litter box is kind of in my living area. But when you're done with that, let's go ahead and move on to the bathroom. First things first, is there any dirty laundry, dirty towels in the bathroom area? I like to keep a laundry basket in my bathroom with dirty clothes in it, so kids don't put leave dirty clothes on the floor. So I usually bring that into my laundry area to be washed. And so do that at this time. If there's any dirty clothes, anything dirty, put that in the laundry area to be cleaned. And then get anything that does not belong in the bathroom out of the bathroom, off the countertop. Clear your countertop area. If there's anything that's used to get ready, like straighteners, toothpaste, things that aren't supposed to have a permanent home on your countertop, go ahead and put that away where it goes. If you're putting stuff away and you're noticing that it's kind of cluttery in your cabinets, maybe you just need more organizing, containers, things to put things in, baskets. Those are definitely something you should invest in if you are having a clutter problem in your bathroom, or you should get rid of stuff. I always say if you're having a clutter problem in a certain area of your house, you either need to get rid of something or you need to get more containers. One or the two. Because we want to have enough space and enough places to put things. If we don't, then we need to get rid of some things. But the first step of any room is just getting things out of the room that don't belong, putting things away where they go, anything that's out of place. If you have like toys in the bathtub that are just free in the bathtub, you need to put those in a toy box. Some people have nets in their bathtub. They keep toys. I like keeping like a little bucket of toys next to the next to the bathtub, just for when the kids play, of just a couple toys. I don't like it when it gets too out of hand, because kids do dump things out every time. So they dump out their toy box every time they play with stuff in the living room. Same thing with when they're taking a bath. If you keep a giant thing of toys next to the bathtub, they're probably going to dump it out every time. So keep that in mind. So once you put everything away, out of sight, out of mind, and cleared as much surface area as possible, we're going to want to get wiped down and happy again. So get our Windex, our window cleaner, and let's go ahead and do the mirrors first. Any mirrors, wipe it down with a paper towel and some Windex. And then the second thing we want to wash is the faucets, the countertops, the sides of the cabinets, anything and everything that needs to be wiped down, wipe it down. Once you've done that sort of thing in the countertop space, make sure there's no toothpaste splatter on the wall, stuff like that. Then look at your bathroom door. Does it have scuff marks? Do you need to use a magic eraser in your bathroom? Maybe you locked your puppy or something in the bathroom and he left some scuff marks on the door or something like that. Stuff like that happens sometimes. That's what magic erasers are for. Definitely try to, if a regular wipe or rag doesn't do the trick, that would definitely will. So after we're done with the countertops and such, next thing that I like to do is the toilet. I like to put gloves on for this part because that way I can get all of the parts that I don't usually want to touch. So I put on my cleaning gloves. I like to keep some latex gloves underneath the sink in the bathroom for this purpose. And then I like to get a toilet bowl cleaner that has a nozzle that squirts underneath the rim, underneath the bowl of the toilet. And I get the bleach and I squirt it in the toilet, let that sit. And while that's sitting, I use Clorox wipes to wipe down the parts of the toilet that you touch first, like the handle and the seat. And then I get every other area of the toilet, including underneath, the sides, behind the toilet, the ground, the floor behind the toilet, around the toilet, just every part of it. And then I get my toilet bowl cleaner. I clean out the toilet very thoroughly. I scrub it out once that's sat for a good while. And you can clean your toilet bowl cleaner underneath the in the bathtub with the bathtub faucet, since we're going to be bleaching the bathtub next anyway. If you're not going to clean your bathtub, I don't recommend doing this because then those germs are going to be in your bathtub. But if you are going to thoroughly bleach out your bathtub afterwards, then you can clean off your toilet bowl cleaner in there anyway. So once you're done with the toilet, if you have a bathtub that is super, super stained, maybe it's from hard water or whatever, just from not being cleaned for a long time, you need a hardcore bleaching, the toilet bowl bleach really is concentrated and will get that really clean. You're going to need a lot of it and it's more expensive. But it definitely does the trick. Now, if you're just doing an everyday normal clean, I would suggest maybe an Ajax or a bleach that you sprinkle. You get your bathtub damp, you sprinkle on the bleach, you let it sit for a little bit, and make sure your bathroom is well ventilated with a fan on, windows open. And don't do this if you're pregnant. Don't, clean bathrooms with bleach or anything. The fumes will get to you, but after you're done with that, keep those gloves on and just scrub the inside of your bathroom. If you need to get the grout, like that toilet bowl cleaner is good for targeting grout and bleaching it as well. You can use a toothbrush for stuff like that too. An old toothbrush is good to keep around for cleaning stuff like the grout and the corners of your bathtub and stuff like that. And I mentioned many times before, I like to keep just a multi-purpose bathroom cleaner inside of one of those soap dispensing disposable sponges, and I keep that in the bathtub shower situation. So every time I take a shower after I'm done washing myself, I will wash the bathtub out, since I'm already in there anyway, as a good way to maintain the bathroom. That's definitely something you should think about doing. And then when you do go to bleach it every week or couple weeks or however often you do, depending on how often the bathroom is used, it won't be as bad, and it won't be as messy to clean. Now, as far as the floors go, you can either wait till after the episode to clean the floors, or you can use a Swiffer or whatever it is you use to mop the floors. I heard that Swiffers, in a video, this housekeeper lady said that Swiffers don't do the trick. They're more for like quickly cleaning up, but if you're deep cleaning, to use a mop every so often, and really it cleans better and doesn't just get the surface. But I do use a Swiffer in my house, but I guess it's good to use a actual mop every now and again and get it really clean. But my mom mentioned before, she uses just the Swiffer pads on her hands and knees for small, like guest bathrooms or small bathrooms. That way she can wipe behind the toilet and stuff, and she just uses it more like a wet wipe to clean the floors. And I've done that before too. If you're trying to get like hard to reach areas, or you can just use a Swiffer and clean your floors. But moving on, we're going to move on to the bedrooms now. If you're not done with the bathroom, that's fine. If you have multiple bathrooms, you can either delegate or rewind me, whatever you would like to do. But let's go ahead and move on to the bedrooms at this time. First things first, let's look at, is there any trash in the bedroom that needs to be taken out? Bathroom trash. Don't forget to take out your bathroom trash. Forgot that. Make sure you take out your bathroom trash if it needs to and replace the liner. And when you're replacing your trashes, if you're noticing that the trash cans are dirty, clean them out, whether that's outside with the hose, in your bathtub, whatever. Obviously before you bleach the bathtub. But throw away any trash that's in your bedroom. Pick up any dirty clothes, put those in the dirty laundry room. Get your bedding off of your bed and put it in the laundry area, first priority, where it can be seen to be in the next load. That way it'll be clean by the time it's time for bed. Then we want to make sure under your bed is clean. If there's anything you need to take out from under your bed, you could do that now. Under your bed is a great place for storage for things that are out of season. Again, if we are not seeing things or using them for months and months and months or years, think about throwing them away. I understand some things are sentimental, but every once in a while it's good to purge and get rid of some stuff. Think to yourself, when's the last time I've seen this? Because a lot of times when we're cleaning out closets underneath our bed or something, we'll pull stuff out and be like, oh, I forgot I had this. And then we will just put it somewhere else to fill up a space and make some other area cluttery. When we haven't seen this item in months, we're probably never going to use it. We obviously didn't need it because we didn't even know where it was for a long time. So use cleaning areas like that as an opportunity to get rid of things. And like I said, if you have trouble getting rid of things, have a maybe box so you can reevaluate the items that you're unsure of, and you're second guessing to see if you should throw them away or keep them. But if there's anything I want to take away from this, and we want to, clean back bedrooms, because you never know if you're having company and you're thinking, well, no one's going to be in my back room. Some of us have a tendency to maybe like hide all of the clutter in the back bedrooms because we're like, oh, nobody's going to go back there. Let's try to clean every area of our house. You never know, somebody might need to go breastfeed in a back room. Not that I have anything against breastfeeding in public, obviously. But some people feel more comfortable doing that, or maybe they need to. I just want to put that out there that I don't care where you breastfeed, but I'm just saying some people prefer like, hey, can I use your back bedroom to change a baby's diaper or breastfeed, or, can I go in the back bedroom and put this kid down for a nap or whatever. There are reasons people could ask to go in your bedroom, so that's why I like to keep my back bedrooms clean in the event of having company, even if they're not necessarily going to be staying in the bedrooms. I don't want y'all coming after me. I did not say you have to go in a back bedroom to breastfeed. I'm just saying that some people prefer that. You can breastfeed without a cover in the middle of a restaurant for all I care. That's your opinion and your choice. My first would stay covered when I breastfed. My second would always rip it off. She hated it. So it kind of depends on the kid, in my opinion. But anyway, moving on. Thank you guys so much for cleaning with me. I hope you got a lot done today. I hope you got your house decent. If you noticed things that needed to be deep cleaned while you were doing your basic cleaning of your house, I hope you get that done. If you still have momentum and still have the strength to keep going, try hitting some of those areas now. Just do one little piece of it at a time, one area at a time, one drawer at a time. If you want to go back to it another time or another day, or maybe take a little bit of a break, don't forget to go back, fold those clothes, the laundry, watch an episode of your favorite show, sit back, relax, think of it as a break, and fold the clothes, do a laundry switch. If you have not cleaned your floors, go ahead and do a full sweep and vacuum or mop of your entire house. Now would be the time to do that. If you're done cleaning your bedrooms, or when you're done cleaning your bedrooms, make sure you don't forget to clean the floors and do a laundry switch. But I want to thank you guys so much for cleaning with me today. You guys are amazing. I really appreciate your support and your patience. And I hope you got so much done. I hope you guys have a good holiday season and your houses stay nice and sparkly clean, and we're maintaining and we're getting stuff done and we're doing stuff we don't normally think of because of the holidays, and that's always great. It always makes us feel good when every area of our house is nice and clean and organized. That's the goal. That's what we're working towards. But as always, happy cleaning. Don't forget to follow me on Patreon if you would like to financially support the podcast. I do post on there periodically about my family and my personal life. So if you would like to join my Patreon family, I'll put the link in the description. Thank you guys.